Hi everybody, it's Caramel Cocoa Brown coming to you with another edition of My Favorite Kitchen. Today, guys, I'm fulfilling a request. I met a young lady at the Coach store a few weeks ago, and she emailed me and said, could you please do a Valentine's Day dinner because I would like to learn how to cook some things. So today I'm going to do one of our favorite dishes, one of our favorite meals here at the house. We do what I call our little seafood fest, which consists of fried shrimp, scallops, baked potatoes. We have some crab legs. I'm going to make some coleslaw, and I think I'm missing something, but that's about it. So we're going to have a great time. We got the football game, the Super Bowl playing in the background, and I hope you enjoy it, all right? Okay, guys, so now I have my corn boiling on the stove. I have some baked potatoes baking in the oven, and now I'm going to put together my coleslaw, okay? I have already shredded my coleslaw, and I have some carrots in here as well. And my secret ingredient, guys, is I put a little bit of onion. You know, if you've been following me, I told you that I put onion and garlic in pretty much everything that I cook. So I don't put garlic in this, but there is a bit of onion in my coleslaw. And I have a little bit of salt and pepper, and just a little bit, maybe 2 teaspoons of sugar, okay? And I just stir it all together, mix it all together, so that the ingredients are talking to each other. And then I use Hellmann's mayonnaise. It's the only mayonnaise that I use. I think I told you that before. I can't stand some of the other brands. This is the one that I swear by. This is the mayonnaise that my family has used for I don't know how long. My mom uses it in potato salad. Mayonnaise. Hellmann's mayonnaise is the mayonnaise that we use. The good thing about being the cook, the chef, is that you get to taste, you know, the food as you're cooking it, and so pretty much by the time you're finished, you're full. I don't like it soaking in mayonnaise, so kind of like a little dry. This is good. This is enough. So I would say about 3 tablespoons. And so I'm going to taste this and see if it's to my liking. Guess what? Perfect. Some people I know put vinegar, I think, in their coleslaw. I don't do that. A lot of the things that I cook, guys, are very simple to make. Not too difficult. Not too many steps. All right, guys. So I have this little thing here called a shrimper. This is my first time using it, so bear with me. I usually just use my knife. But you put it, you slip it through the shrimp, and then you kind of bring it through, like here, and then you just pull it. And it's supposed to bring all the, see, I didn't do this so hot, but anyway, you pull it off, and actually, if I had done it correctly, it would have, the shell and everything would have come off. But no problem. What I normally just use a knife, and so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So what you do is, on the back of the shrimp, I just take the knife and I cut it open. I butterfly it. I cut it open, and then you know, remove the poop. My husband doesn't like to eat shrimp out because oftentimes, depending on the dish, some restaurants, you know, they don't clean the shrimp, and he can't stand that, and I don't blame him, neither do I. So he usually only eats shrimp in the house from me. When I bought the shrimp today, I knew I had to cut to the chase, so I had the guy devein a pound, and I told him to leave a pound so that I could show those of you who don't know how to do that, how to devein a shrimp. So he just did that, but he didn't butterfly them. So what you do is you just take the knife and, like I just said, you continue to open them up, and so they look like a butterfly. And when I finish butterflying them, just gonna sprinkle some salt and pepper, paprika on it to give it coloring, so that when I fry them, they will come out nice and golden brown. The shrimp will be ready. The baked potatoes are ready. The corn is ready. The coleslaw is ready. And in a few minutes, the shrimp will be ready. The scallops will be ready. And then I will put the crab legs in the oven, and they will be ready. All right, guys, so now I've already deveined my shrimp. And what I usually do, I don't always do it, but I usually season the flour that I'm going to dredge or coat the shrimp in. Okay, and I put paprika in it, as I said before, to give it color, so that when it fries a golden brown, or even when I bake them in the oven. That's what paprika does. It gives it coloring. I don't know if it does anything for flavoring. I know that my mom would always put paprika on top of deviled eggs, or she would sprinkle some over the potato salad. And, you know, I grew up doing the same thing. And so whenever I'm making chicken or shrimp or something like that needs to be fried, pork chops, I always make sure I have my paprika in it. So I'm going to put a little bit in on the shrimp as well, and some in the flour, okay? And you can do that also. So now I'm just going to, and this is just one way that I make my shrimp. Sometimes, guys, I do batter the shrimp. I'll make a batter, or I'll dredge the shrimp in egg first, and then I'll, you know, coat them with flour. But what I find is that when you do it that way, sometimes the egg doesn't make the flour adhere to the shrimp the way I like for it to. I like if I'm going to fry anything, I want it fried nice and crispy. I don't want it soft in any area. I don't want my chicken soft. I don't want my pork, nothing. Shrimp, I want it nice and crispy. And so I usually stay away from you know, like a batter with you know, egg and flour. This is drier. So I'm going to lay them here. They're already butterflied. I got my oil on the stove, heating up. And it's olive oil, by the way. We don't use vegetable oil in here. Olive oil is usually the only oil that we use. I use extra virgin for salads and sauteing and things like that, salad dressings, and for my vegetables. And regular olive oil or light olive oil for frying, okay? And I'm also going to do the same thing with my scallops. I got my scallops from Costco. It's really like the only place that I buy I buy my scallops from. Costco scallops are so sweet and juicy, always sweet and juicy. I've had a love-hate relationship with scallops because sometimes they're just bland. You spend all this money, you go to a seafood restaurant, you order some scallops, and they have no taste. Costco scallops, I don't know where they get them from, but they are so succulent and so sweet. So whenever they have the Seafood Roadhouse, which is, I think is, I guess once every 3 weeks or something like that. I know it was this weekend. I go up to Costco and I buy, you know, as much as I need. And I usually get the shrimp from Whole Foods here near us. All right, so I'm going to take this over to the stove and fry up my shrimp. Normally, guys, I would have enough oil in here that it would cover the entire, the shrimp would almost be like deep fried. And you would probably almost not have to turn them because the oil will cover the shrimp. But this is still fine. This is going to be great. And when it's brown on all sides, and I'm going to fry some scallop too now. some scallops as well. Now let me tell you something about the scallops. The scallops are so sweet, as I told you before. They're so sweet that they make a coating on the bottom of the pan. So that's why I always fry my shrimp first, and then I fry the scallops. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute, okay? All right, guys, now I'm going to make my scallops. I'm going to prepare them two ways. I'm going to fry some, and I'm going to bake some in butter and garlic, okay? So, I'm going to put a little bit of pepper, some salt, and some paprika, and then you got to get down in there funky. Mix it all together. These scallops, as I said before, I get mine from Costco whenever they have the Seafood Roadhouse, and they are so sweet, so scrumptious, so wonderful. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoop up a little bit to go in this bowl right here so I can bake some, and then I'm going to fry some. And then here again, I'm just going to dredge them in flour. Here again, I've also battered my scallops, dredged them in, and I've soaked them in egg and then dredged them in flour. But what I found is that, as I said before, the flour doesn't adhere like I'd like it to, and it doesn't make the scallops fry nice and crispy like I like. I'm almost done with coating my scallops with flour. I kind of stack them on top of each other so that they could kind of help each other stay coated. And the scallops at Costco, if you get scallops and they're really big, don't even fear cutting them. I cut mine. All of these have been cut in half, and some were so big I cut them more than once. This is about 2 pounds of scallops, so I probably have about a pound, or a little less than a pound, that I'm going to bake in a minute, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. And then about a pound, a little more than a pound, that I'm going to fry. As you can see, the pan is nice and hot. I'm just going to put my scallops in here. And again, I would normally have enough oil in here that the oil will cover the entire scallop, and I probably would not have to turn them, but this is fine. And again, I use olive oil. Okay, so I'm going to let that brown, and then I'm going to come back and turn them over. Okay? Remember when I was telling you about how sweet scallops are, or how sweet these scallops are? I don't know whether you can tell, but look at the oil. See, it's almost like it's caramelizing. It's just so sweet. And so if I had fried the shrimp, if I had fried the scallops first and then fried the shrimp, I would have needed to have changed the oil. And depending on how much you're cooking, you would have to do that anyway. So I'm scooping out the scallops. Look how golden brown they are. Okay guys, so now we have some fried shrimp and some fried scallops. How do you guys like my little heart-shaped tray that I just bought? I've just bought it today. I thought it was so cute and so appropriate for Valentine's Day, since I'm making my husband one of his favorite meals for Valentine's. So now I'm going to do one more thing. I have already gotten the crab legs out of the oven. The shrimp has been ready. The potatoes are ready. And so now I'm going to bake some scallops in onion and in garlic and butter, and then we will be ready to dine fabulously. Okay. Okay, guys. As you can see, I've melted some butter in my all-clad butter warmer, one of my favorite pans. I think I told you guys that before. I just love this little pot and the functionality of it. And so I'm going to bring it over here and add several cloves of garlic with my Rosley garlic press that I've also talked to you guys about. Remember I told you I got this garlic press from Williams-Sonoma. This garlic press is about $30, but it's the best $30 I've ever spent. Okay. I think that's about 4 garlic cloves. I think I'm going to do one more. Okay. There's another piece to this that will get the remaining garlic off of the garlic press for you, but I don't know where it is right now, so the knife works fine for me. I get it all. I don't want any of my garlic going to waste. Let's mix this all together. Look at that. I'm just going to spread this over the scallops. Look at that, you guys. Look, I wish you guys could smell this. Ugh. Look at that. I'm going to put some breadcrumbs on top. Throw this in the oven for about 15-20 minutes and we'll be ready to eat. Alright guys, here are my baked scallops, baked in wonderful butter and lots of garlic. Okay? And we are ready to eat. I'm going to plate this up and we will eat in a second. I like my gloves. I got these from Costco too. They're a little big for me, but never gotten burned with these. Isn't this wonderful, guys? Alright, so I'll see you in a minute as soon as I plate it up. Okay guys, we're ready to eat. And here's my husband's Valentine's dinner. Meal fit for a king, because he is my king. So we have boiled corn on the cob. We have baked scallops, boiled in garlic and butter. We have fried shrimp, fried scallops. We have baked potatoes, my homemade coleslaw, and some crab legs. So from my home to yours, this is Caramel Cocoa Brown from my favorite kitchen saying, God bless, eat well, and happy Valentine's Day. That's my king, Epic Eric.